I've never smelled a more horrendous smell coming from an alive human being. You know them smells that are just so traumatizing to the nose, that's like saved to memory whether you like it or not? I mean, there's good examples, right? Smells that remind you of childhood, your mother, you know what I'm saying? Oh, but this one right here, hands down the worst smell I ever smelled in my life. So, we had a new patient that came into the psych ward, and her entire psychosis was she believed that shower water was acid trying to burn her skin off. And she believed that this acid water was sent by the CIA in order to take her out. It's always the higher up, the FBI, CIA, Secret Service, the powers that be in the delusions. A very, very common and reoccurring theme for people that thought entities were after them. Aliens. There's a real American reason for that too, but we're not going to get into that right now. Maybe another video. But because this woman feared that acid was in her shower water, she refused to shower or brush her teeth or drink water, even though she guzzled decaf coffee like a mug, like she didn't make that connection. But just to give y'all a representation of how foul the odor was, we literally had to put her all the way down the hallway and leave a gap of 3-room space of other patients between them and her room, because that's how much her smell and stench permeated the entire unit. If she got out of bed for any reason, it's a wrap. That whole area that she walked is finna stank. This is a locked facility from the outside world. So you have to literally go down the hall, around the corner, into the courtyard, and actually through a unit before you get through the courtyard in order to be outside. But somehow flies found their way by the tens to the inside and the outside of her room. Doing rounds and checking in on her was such a task because you definitely were threatening the ecosystem and peace of your nostrils. I'll never forget one of my coworkers doing rounds. She was so small and cute, like not even 5 feet. I'm like, girl, how you working in this psych ward? But was tough as nails, boy. Let me tell you, she was tatted up, all that stuff. She walked down and was doing rounds on her because nobody was trying to, like, you know, go down to that end of the hall. So she specifically was like, I'll do it. She goes down there and there were flies on the wall. She starts smacking them with the clipboard because they're getting all in front of her face. You know, this woman with a phlegmy and gurgly voice gonna say to her, stop killing my flies. Right then and there, it was just like, you protecting the integrity of your flies rather than the integrity of your body odor? But again, like I said, y'all, she was not all the way there. You learn some things about yourself working in psych. You learn some things about others. I say the biggest thing you learn in psych is what you don't know. It's quite interesting how our whole psyche and ability to control things weighs in the balance on very soft structures that if a few things are out of place, you can just be messed up. And there's nothing more interesting than reading the file of somebody that didn't always used to be a certain way, and you see throughout the years the progression if they have if they're so lucky to have their paperwork follow them that far, to where you see where the shift happens and you compare the person they are to the person they were. It just takes a few wrong things happening at the right time and consistently for you to end up in an adult diaper. But y'all, let me tell you, she stunk up the unit so bad to where it activated other patient psychosis. Other people started turning up and being mad because of how bad the unit smelled. So we had to go in as a team. This is a dangerous woman too, by the way. She was not afraid to swing. When she would use the bathroom, she had fecal matter under her nails. Like, we had to hold her down. I wasn't there when this happened, but I'm saying we as in workers and stuff, but they had to hold her down and give this woman a forced bath, right? They had to scrub in between folds, in between armpits. They used wipes. They did the dry shampoo. They went in and got everything that they could while they could. Whole time she's kicking and screaming, trying to spit, trying to, people, it was all hands on deck. This was an affair because at the end of the day, like, we had to disinfect the room. It was a safety hazard, a health hazard. Her skin was decomposed. It was just so bad. And never in my life have I ever smelled anything that putrid. I've been next to the downtown Detroit dumpsters in the middle of a hot summer. It's August. And the only thing that a bad carcassy smell can do is remind me of that one. Breathe in right now. Did you just breathe in some fresh air? Be thankful.